Have you ever met someone whose presence immediately put you at ease? Someone who seemed steady when everyone else was anxious, or maybe humble when others were proud, kind when others may have been harsh, strong without being arrogant, peaceful without being passive. You may not have been able to explain it, but you knew something was different, right? It wasn't their personality per se. It wasn't their talent. It wasn't their position. It was their character. Welcome back to Rooted. I'm Dan Holland, and today we're talking about the one thing that eventually outweighs talent, intelligence, gifting, and success: character. Character isn't something you turn on when people are watching. It's who you've been becoming all along. It's formed quietly through thousands of repeated thoughts, choices, and habits, day after day, year after year. Long before anyone notices the fruit, character is growing beneath the surface. Words reveal what's inside you. Actions demonstrate what you believe. Habits reinforce what you practice. But character answers a different question altogether. Who are you becoming? That's really what this entire series has been about. Not simply changing what you do, but becoming the kind of person God created you to be. Character is who you are when nobody's watching. It's revealed by what you consistently think, what you repeatedly do, and how you treat people who can do nothing for you. Reputation is what people think you are. Character is who you really are. Solomon wrote this in Proverbs 27, verse 19. As water reflects the face, so one's life reflects the heart. It's so good. In other words, your life eventually reveals what's been happening inside you all along. It's the same truth we saw earlier in Proverbs, where he said, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Character is simply the visible expression of invisible roots. Talent may open the door. Skill may create an opportunity. Knowledge may earn you respect. But character determines how long you stay in the room. Character sustains what talent alone can never keep. Character isn't built during easy seasons nearly as much as it's revealed during difficult ones. Pressure is a revealer. It doesn't create what's inside you. It exposes what's already there. When life squeezes you, your roots always show. Everything we've covered has been leading here. We begin with where you're planted. Then there's identity, your mind, truth, faith, surrender, your words, your actions, your habits. And now we arrive at character. Because thoughts become actions. Actions become habits. Habits shape character, and character shapes destiny. Jeremiah paints the same picture when he said, "Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord." Why? Because that person becomes like a tree planted by water. Heat comes, drought comes, storms come, yet the tree remains green and continues bearing fruit. That's the picture of character. Character isn't proven when life is easy. Character is what remains when everything else is shaken. Paul gives us one of the clearest pictures of how God forms and develops character in Romans chapter 5, verse 3 and 4. He says, "Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope." I want you to notice the progression there. Suffering doesn't automatically produce character. It produces perseverance. Perseverance, however, over time produces tested character. And tested character produces confident hope. See, God is far more interested in forming us than simply rescuing us. Think about a tree during a storm. The storm doesn't create the roots. It reveals whether the roots were there all along. Life works the same way. Difficult people reveal patience. Delays reveal perseverance. Criticism reveals humility. Disappointment? Well, that reveals trust. Pressure doesn't usually create character. It reveals the character that's been quietly growing beneath the surface. And here's the beautiful part. Tested character produces confidence. I love that. Not confidence in ourselves, but confidence in God. When you've walked with Him through enough storms, you begin to trust His promises. Like, I'm with you always. Like, when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. See, character grows as we discover again and again that God is faithful. And most people spend their lives managing image. God is forming character. We worry about reputation. God is concerned with transformation. Reputation is what people think you are. Character is who you really are. Reputation, that lives in public. Character is formed in private. Quiet obedience, hidden integrity, honest repentance, difficult forgiveness, faithfulness when nobody applauds. Deep roots are always formed in hidden places, and that's why character can't be faked for very long. Over time, your habits become your character. What you repeatedly think becomes what you naturally believe. What you repeatedly practice becomes what you instinctively do. Eventually, you're no longer acting patient. You've become patient. You're no longer pretending to trust God. You've learned to trust Him. Character is simply healthy thinking practiced long enough that it becomes second nature. And that's encouraging because character isn't something you manufacture through willpower. It grows. Healthy roots produce healthy fruit. A renewed mind produces new habits, and new habits repeated over time produce a different kind of person. And that's how God transforms a life from the roots up. So here's the question. Who are you becoming? Not what are you accomplishing, not what are you accumulating, not even what are people saying about you. Who are you becoming? Because one day your accomplishments will be forgotten, your possessions they'll just belong to someone else, but your character will shape every relationship you have and every legacy you leave. Success without character is failure in disguise. Remember this, words reveal what's inside you. Actions demonstrate what you believe. Habits, they reinforce what you practice. But character reveals who you're becoming. Healthy roots always produce healthy character. And the next time, we're going to look at fruit. Because eventually, what's been growing inside you becomes visible for everyone else to see. And I'll see you next time.